Yo, so my very first video was inspired by a rant that George Lopez went on after he made an offensive joke in regards to black people when he said that there was only two rules in the Mexican community and that the first rule was to not marry black people. Now, keep in mind when he made this joke that this was during a time where Donald Trump was running for president, and he had made it very evident that he was not fond of Mexican people. He had made comments about Mexican people and not liking them, and that also at this time that black people were getting beat up and arrested, going to anti-Trump protests and fighting and attacking after Donald Trump had not specifically insulted us at that point. Donald Trump didn't say anything about the black community directly. The only people he had insulted were Mexicans, and black people were out at anti-Trump rallies fighting and getting arrested and getting attacked and stuff, obviously defending Mexican people's honor. Now, when George Lopez talked about the apparent two rules in his community, he never, there weren't any rule about fighting white supremacy or fighting people trying to kick them out of the country. The number one rule was not to marry us. And also keep in mind that he was doing this while on a black comedy tour. He was on tour with D.L. Hughley and other black comedians who came out and defended him. Now, the reason why they did that is because they don't put black first. They put comedy first. They put being comedians first because all of their defenses for him were based in them being comics, and supposedly because they were comics, the promotion of anti-black rhetoric didn't really matter as much to them. So they came out and defended George Lopez. Now, Strike, I think it's been almost a year since that comment, or how long has it been? I gotta look to see when I posted that video. It's been a while, but throughout all that time, nothing happened to George Lopez. He continued to tour with these black artists after making an anti-black joke, and now it's seeming that the supposed Black Entertainment Network is gonna have a show centered around him and these coons who defended him after his comment. Now, this enough is to make a video. I could make a video on this alone. The fact that the Black Entertainment Network is gonna have a show and they have a comedian standing in the middle who's made a joke saying that the number one rule in his community is to not marry black people, and now they're giving him a show on the Black Entertainment Network. I could make a whole video about that and talk about what black people are actually committed to, because it seems like our major commitment is to anti-blackness, that we have a commitment to anti-blackness. But what the video actually, why I'm actually making this video is because yesterday they went on the reel to promote this show. So I want you guys to hear a comment that George Lopez made while he was on the show, or a joke as he would probably call it. So let me play the video for you guys to hear.
And if I ran for mayor, I would win. I would fix the streets. I'd fix the schools. I'd fix Taco Tuesday would be the law here in Los Angeles. And I would be a visible mayor. I would bring the black and Latino community together. Because when black and Latino get together, we have beautiful children. Their hair is... But you
can't say that.
So why is it that the only person, now I don't know if you guys heard what he said, so maybe I can reiterate it. He said the hair is fucked up though. That's what he said. He said that black people and Mexican people, which is not even a race, when we come together, supposedly the hair is now fucked up, is what he commented. Now understand that the only people who said anything, despite the fact that there was a dark-skinned black man sitting right beside him that looked very uncomfortable. I'm talking about Cedric the Entertainer. You can see how uncomfortable he looks by this comment. You can obviously see it. And D.L. Hughley, who's supposedly pro-black, he has on his shades, probably looking very uncomfortable under there too, but he's not saying anything. The only person here that actually told him that he shouldn't or can't say that was an Asian lady. Was the mixed Asian lady, came up to him and was telling him he couldn't say that. But all the other coons sitting up on the couch, either laughed or sat here obviously feeling some type of way about the joke, but they're not going to say anything, and they're going to allow him to continue to profit off the black community because they're not really committed to the black community. The only thing that they're committed to is self-hate. So let me exit out of this real quick. I'm only going to assume this, right? I want you guys to know, I'm just going to assume this. There are going to be black people in this comment section that are going to find some reason why whatever he said was okay. And I don't want to read through too many of the comments or whatever because I don't want to get annoyed. Because, see, had they had the reason why I can tell this is because I know that the black community is committed to self hate, but also I can look at the dislikes and see that there aren't very many of them. So I'm sure that and I know tons of black people watch the reel, so I'm sure they'll be here defending it. But, let me go down and let me just see, because I already know that our commitment is to self-hate. So here we go. Dark-skinned black male. Let's see what he says. For the love of God, he was joking. What else is new? I'm black. I didn't find that offensive. I'm sure you don't. If you can't take a joke, don't watch the show. Matter of fact, don't watch comedy. So here we go. Another person that's putting apparently comedy before his community. Now, all these black kids who feel bad about their hair texture, who feel bad about what their hair looks like, who are burning their hair to make it another texture or cutting it off in general, screw them. We need to laugh. It needs to be comedy. You know what I'm saying? That's what's funny, right? So, once again, it shows you there's no commitment to the black community. It's simply, the only commitment is to self-hate. Let me see. So here's a Latina woman, and I'm not going to read too many of these comments because I'm not trying to be annoyed. I kind of already know what to expect. So she says, y'all are mad annoying with the Latino isn't a race. Okay, but it isn't. Okay, and he's saying Latinos in general, whether they're Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, etc., make beautiful children with blacks, referring to us as if we're some kind of creatures when Mexicans and Latinos or whatever aren't even you guys aren't even a race of people. So how can one race of people get together with a culture of people and make a beautiful children? That doesn't make sense. Latino is a culture. How can a culture and a group of people make different looking children? That's the most ridiculous thing. Okay, let me just read a few of the comments because I'm not trying to get too hype about this. I'm not going to make this have me ranting and going on a long, extraordinary long video because it's just more of the same. You know what I mean? Black people committing themselves to anti-blackness, but then complaining about white supremacy, complaining about racism. One second they'll be talking about how hard it is for them because of their hair texture or how people treated them this way. They can't get a job because of how their hair looks, but somebody's gonna come up and make an anti-black joke and talk about your hair, and you're gonna get your midnight ass in the comment section to say why it's okay. You know what I'm saying? And then these same Latino women who are sucking black dick, claiming they like black people, they love black people, they're gonna jump in the comment section and say why it's okay too, because they actually have commitment to protect their community while you don't have one to yours. But anyway, let me read some of the comments. So you just contradicted yourself. And honey, we blacks make beautiful children in our own. We don't need help. Exactly. That's what people don't understand when they make comments like this. This is not a compliment towards us. You know what I mean? It's not a compliment towards. You're not saying that black children are cute. You're saying they're cute with your genes. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're saying because regardless, they're still black children. You're just a culture. But anyway, okay. So if you have a black Latino, then you'd be saying a black person who speaks Spanish makes beautiful babies with a black person who speaks English. Let me like these comments because this chick is an idiot. Exactly. Black is already beautiful. We don't need to be mixed to be beautiful. We don't need to be light skinned with curly hair and green eyes. Our chocolate drop babies are already cute. People are always trying to force their standards on us. All my little cousins are chocolate and they wouldn't be any cuter with Mexican or Puerto Rican in them. Thank you. Should anything else be said? You could be any race and be Latino. It's a culture, stupid. Nothing else needs to be said. I mean, at this point, this is enough. You can see it here. This man makes this joke. Tons of black people. We have some of them that obviously look. They obviously can tell that this is something that he's saying is provocative and offensive almost. And what are they doing? They're not saying anything about it. They're sitting beside him. They're putting him in the middle of their poster to come on their network to make money. And the funny thing is, George Lopez isn't married to no damn black person. Babies can't be that damn cute to him. You know what I mean? Ugh. What more the same. Anyway, I'm out.